French scientific and technological circles in 2022, prediction and expectation. France is undoubtedly one of Europe's startup hubs, and the tech ecosystem has been growing from strength to strength over recent years. Thanks to a combination of an influx of highly skilled young professionals, booming VC investments, and an ecosystem that supports and promotes growth, the country has the elements to mark itself as a giant on the global startup map. One such movement working to promote the French tech scene is La French Tech. Since its inception in 2013, La French Tech works towards one clear goal: to make France one of the greatest places in the world to launch and grow global companies that are creating forward-thinking solutions and services. As a unique movement bringing together startups, investors, policymakers, and community builders, LFT acts as a catalyst for startups to grow and scale in France and beyond. 2021 was an exciting year for the French startup scene with many milestones and positive news. During the year, more than 10 billion euros was raised, 12 new unicorns arose, 22 mega deals of more than 100 million euros were made, 47 of more than 50 million euros, and 2 emblematic IPOs, including the flagship OVHCloud. The French tech scene broke all of its records in 2021, and 2022 should see a continuation of this trend. In this article, we take a deep dive into what we can expect the French startup scene to look like this upcoming year. From resilience to recovery and beyond, funding in French tech has already crossed the symbolic 10 billion euro mark, and France now has more than 20 unicorns. It is an ecosystem that is benefiting from the acceleration of digitalisation in entire sectors of the economy, such as the digital education sector, which has gained 5 to 10 years in terms of new uses due to the pandemic. The entire global economy is undergoing a very strong technological transformation. In a backdrop of digitization of SMEs and local authorities, of technological transformation of industrial SMEs, just about everywhere in the world, the solutions of French tech and the Made in France innovations have their place. Of course, certain challenges remain in order to make French tech champions emerge on a global scale and to position France in a European leadership position. About 59% of French digital players are operating on an international scale, with 40% still not doing so. International business must be part of the DNA of any innovative company, an ambitious starting point, of course, but a solid foundation for making exports a real growth engine. This year, it's likely more companies will begin writing internationalization as part of the underlying principles of business approach. Attracting talents and investors is key. The issue of talent and skill acquisition is more than ever a key topic. The 120 startups in the French Tech Next 4120 program alone plan to create more than 200,000 jobs by 2025. Tech startups and SMEs are increasingly looking to hire multicultural profiles, both French and international talents who have seen different ecosystems at different stages in different locations. The V.I.E, or the French Tech Visa program, are among the solutions favored by companies, which provide answers to these problems. Fundraising remains at the heart of companies' preoccupations, in particular, the attraction of foreign funds and to have access to their expertise in order to benefit from new opportunities to jump on the international scene. It seems to be a good time in France for innovative and daring companies, which are betting on the international market. Those companies that are using the pandemic, surfing on the opportunities that it can generate, and taking advantage of the aid, measures, and support that are dedicated to them are the ones that will stand out over the next year. 2022, a starting point for reindustrialisation. Back in October 2021, French President Emmanuel Macron presented the 30 billion euro France 2030 recovery plan, which will shape the French economic landscape in the post-COVID world. As part of this, nearly 15 billion euro will be invested to enable startups to spearhead innovation and the reindustrialization of France. 5 billion euro will most likely go to DeepTech startups, while 1 billion euro will be invested in training in digital jobs. While the rest of these funds are not directly allocated to startups, they are allocated to areas that can indirectly benefit the startup scene. For example, the 8 billion euros allocated to the energy sector to enable France to become a leader in green hydrogen, to decarbonize its industry, and to develop the nuclear power of tomorrow, the 6 billion euros for electronic autonomy, or the 4 billion euros for clean mobility, which is aiming to produce 2 million electric and hybrid vehicles in France by 2030. Could benefit up-and-coming French innovators. With such institutional and financial support, French startups could be the driving force of the French economy in key sectors such as health, mobility, energy, and agriculture. With ambitious climate plans, France should definitely foster companies that are socially and environmentally aware and that are making a positive impact on society, communities, and the environment. With that being said, let's see what 2022 brings.